When I was a freshman in college, I took a yoga class. Now, I didn't know what yoga was, but I had played sports in high school, and when I went to the University of Michigan, I couldn't make any of the varsity teams, so I decided to do something to feel more limber. I was sitting in classes all the time, and I felt very stiff. So I went by a YMCA, and they had a sign in the window that said 8 weeks of yoga classes. I didn't know what yoga was, for $8. So I did the class. I thought it was aerobics, or I knew it had something to do with movement or exercise, and that's all I cared about. I just wanted something that would get me moving again, at least 1 day a week, 1 hour a week. Anyway, so I did the yoga, and I don't remember if the instructor gave us any framework or history. I don't remember anything about it other than we went in and did these various movements, and after the hour I felt really good. So I kept going. And after 4 weeks, one evening I was practicing it in my house, and I remember I opened the bedroom window so the evening breeze could come in. And I had a little kitten there, and the kitten would walk on top of me when I did yoga. And she would always stay at the highest point on my body as I did the various yoga postures. So I was doing yoga with my kitten, and after I went through the hour procedure of all the postures, all of a sudden I felt in a state of absolute joy, peace, bliss, nirvana, oneness, timelessness. Now, I had never felt this before, so I didn't have any names for it. I didn't have anywhere to put it, but I knew I felt the best I had ever felt. So I was very excited about that. And it seems like about the next day, or at least a few days later, I became aware that there was something happening on the campus of the University of Michigan called a free university. And this was a concept, a thing that was happening at Michigan, but also at Wisconsin, and also Berkeley, and perhaps other campuses. But what it was a university that was not associated with the formal university, but it was its own college, it was its own school, and it had made up its own rules. And basically the idea was that people who wanted to would teach classes and things that they loved, that they had a passion for, and other people could take those classes for free. So there was no charge involved. The professors loved it because they could teach things that they couldn't teach within the formal university setting. So I took quite a few wonderful classes on all sorts of esoteric topics. And then I realized, wow, I'm doing this thing called yoga that gets me really high, no side effects, no drugs, it's illegal, and easy to do. So I decided that I would list yoga, and I would list myself as the teacher. I mean, after all, I had had 4 weeks of it, 4 hours of this age-old tradition. So I listed yoga. I don't think I even put a description of it because I didn't really know what it was. And I got 11 students to sign up. Of course, there was no charge. But nonetheless, the first evening, 11 people showed up, about half men and women, all college kids. And I showed them what I had learned at my yoga class. It was Hatha yoga as far as I can remember. And I showed them what I had learned. And as I told them about it, I said, the reason I'm doing this class is because when I do this procedure, when I do these postures, I get really stoned. I get really peaceful. I feel really, really good for days afterwards. And I said, it just takes you to a wonderful place of calm and peace and joy. So I showed them the postures as best as I could the first night. And when I was done, guess what happened? All 11 of them stayed on the floor. They were all totally in an altered state of consciousness, totally relaxed, in bliss, joy, They told me later, because nobody came out of it, they just laid there. And I also went into that same state. And in fact, we didn't come out of it, the 11 people and me, we didn't come out of this wonderful, relaxed state, altered consciousness, until the garbage trucks came at 4 in the morning and started making a big racket outside the window. And the garbage trucks woke us up, and we realized that we had been in this relaxed state, this altered state, ever since the class started about 7 in the evening. Everyone was very happy, and they all came back. In fact, I'm still in touch with 1 or 2 of these people still now, after 50 years. I'm still doing yoga almost every day. I still get a wonderful effect from it. And at that point, my future, my career was really set in motion, because I realized what came to me was, wow, this is really cool. You do something you love and enjoy. You tell people about it. You tell them a true story, your own personal experience of this thing that you've done, that you're doing, that brings you a lot of value and benefit. You show it to them. They believe what you say, and it happens to them. They buy into the belief. They take it on for size, see how it fits. They take it for a road test, and it works for them as well. I said, this is really cool. And I've gone with this ever since. I've been doing it since I was 20, sharing my personal direct experience of various ways that you can play with the universe, play with life. And when it resonates with people, they buy into it, they believe it, or at least they give it a try, they open to the possibility, and then voila, it happens to them. This is mainly what I do, and that's what I'm doing right now. Thanks.